And welcome once again, folks, to the ShoWare Center for game number 3 here in the King Showcase. You're watching the NFHS Network. We welcome you to the 2014 King Holiday Hoop Fest. And Ryan Snow being introduced as one of the starters for the Mount Rainier Rams could be key as a tertiary player. Nathan Streufert, number 30, the senior guard at 6'7" and forward, is clearly the engine behind the Richland Bombers. Hi, everybody. Tom Smith alongside John and Bo Wittig, bringing you today's action on the NFHS Network. It's the King Holiday Showcase where we salute Martin Luther King and his efforts by allowing these young kids, giving them an opportunity to play a special game, maybe teams they wouldn't normally see during the regular season, and that gives you a chance to see some of these players as well. When we take a look at the starters for the Mount Rainier Rams, it's number 5, Austin Sharma, the junior at 5'9". Number 10, Andrew Lenenbuck, another senior guard at 6'2". Number 21, Jamil Wilson-Jones, the senior at 6'2", is going to be the leader on the floor for the Rams. And then, of course, Sean Lewis is 5'11", senior guard, number 23, and Ryan Snow. Off the bench, Anthony Johnson to be expected. In green and gold, the Bombers starting with Jacob DeVries, number 3, the senior guard. Drew McCullough, the senior guard at 6 foot, number 10. Stephen Bayo, the sophomore guard at 6'3", number 14. And it's the Bombers on the stretch out as Drew McCullough gets the first points of the ball game. Mountaineer the other way. Payton Radliff, number 20, and number 30, Nathan Streufert the other way. Mount Rainier getting the offensive rebound. Austin Sharma controlling the ball for the Rams. They're in white with the blue trim. Ken Bush is their coach. Earl Streufert, the head coach, the father of Nathan Streufert, just off the top. Yep, he's got a twin who's not interested in basketball, so that tells you about how the coach and the father works with his young sons. He's got 4 all told, a 12-year-old and 9-year-old, yet to be determined, as the lives are for all these young student athletes. We shall see. We shall see. And we got our first foul of the game. It's going to go against Mount Rainier as the Richland Bombers come in with a 14-0 record. Ryan Snow gets 1 against him. And at the free throw line, take a look at Nathan Streufert, the 6'7" senior guard and forward. He leads the team in rebounds, averaging something like 11 or 14 a game. He's also the assist leader. Talk about team play, averaging 18 points a game. Payton Radliff, 20 points a game, number 20. And Streufert missing the second free throw. Jacob DeVries, number 3, averaging 19. Jamil Wilson-Jones, as the Rams turn over the ball, is your leading scorer for the Rams. Like I said, sometimes it's the second-level players and what they can contribute make the difference in the game. Poked away on the defense by Mount Rainier. Jones handing the ball off on the right-hand side to Sean Lewis. Down the lane, they kick it out. Andrew Lenenbarg lets it fly. Rebound to Streufert. Quick outlet, but did not find, wasn't able to be secured by Jacob DeVries. So it'll be Mount Rainier in front of the Bombers bench there. Gives us a chance to point out Earl Streufert. Streufert is the coach with the folder, sitting second in. Wilson-Jones won't go. Ball off the Bombers. Mount Rainier to inbound. Well, it's the SPSL South. When you look at the Mount Rainier Rams, anywhere in the South Puget Sound League, you're looking at talking about tough teams. The Titans and Todd Beamer got a win in the opening game of this set over Kentwood. 2 SPSL teams in this showcase. Wilson-Jones loses the ball on the run out. Stephen Bayo lays it up and in. Bayo gets 2, and it's a 5-0 lead. Mount Rainier setting up. Andrew Lenenberg looking for options. Sharma comes out. Double team by the Bombers. Steal attempt by McCullough. And a whistle from behind. Wilson-Jones with his first. Into the ballgame, Marvin Johnson, first off the bench for the Rams, checks in. As Sharma will sit. Stephen Bayo to inbound. There's some defensive pressure from Lewis, but they get the ball in the hands of Payton Radliff. Radliff, the leading scorer, handling the ball now against that man-for-man pressure. Right-hand side. Bayo dishes, long-range shot. The Bomber bombs, and Streufert can't get it before it touches the in line. We should salute the officials, Drew Hendel, Casey Davidson, Keith Great, the third team out there on the floor. Their job is to apply the rules for safety and fun of these young student athletes. Here come the Rams. Andrew Lenenberg down the right-hand side, stops and banks it up, and it won't go, but he gets his own rebound, and he misses the second attempt as well. Rebound to Jacob DeVries. Bombers on the transition. That's their deal. They love to play man-to-man and get a lot of transition points, and there's a three-point field goal. Stephen Bale cranking in a tray from long distance, 8-0. And zeros are what they're accustomed to, and still Shamil Wilson-Jones lays it up and in, and a timeout going to be called with 5:13 left as Wilson-Jones gets the first points for the Mount Rainier Rams against these Richland Bombers. They'll take a break, so shall we. We'll back away for a second. So coming out of the first timeout called in the ball game, it's Richland 8, Mount Rainier 2, and for both coaches, they've got some things to talk about already when barely 3 minutes into this ball game. Bombers in green and yellow. Defending Mount Rainier, down by 6. Streufert into the corner. Radliff, three-point field goal. Payton Radliff. 2 3-point field goals from 2 different people for the Bombers, and 11-2 the score. Lenenberg down low to Marvin Johnson. Up fake works, but the shot won't. Streufert on the rebound. Radliff running right. He dribbles into the lane and gets it to Radliff. Payton misses his first long-range shot, but Streufert with the rebound, and his won't go. Jameel Wilson-Jones trying to dribble out of trouble and get that fast break going from Mount Rainier. And in trouble, he kicks it off the heels, or throws it off the heels of Drew McCullough, trying to get out of the way. Heady play by Wilson-Jones there to retain possession for Mount Rainier. Streufert needs a towel and gets it from Coach Streufert. Bruce Robertson and B.J. Sorensen are on the bench helping out with Coach Streufert in the coaching realm. Not all of them here today. Kevin Norris, Ryan Oakes, Nate Gray, Danny Tosvigan, and Dean Colbray listed for Earl Streufert, the head coach in the Richland Bombers. Up from the Tri-Cities area, they got the travel coach for that long trip. Mount Rainier now only 1 bucket to their credit. Inbounding the ball under pressure, and a 5-second violation by Mount Rainier, and good defense by Richland. Bombers come in undefeated. Mount Rainier have tasted defeat already, as you will happen to you playing in that big league. And a long-range bomb falls for Drew McCullough. 5 points to his credit. Second player with 5 on that team. Underneath, Wilson-Jones draws the foul and will go to the line to shoot 2. Trey Tolbert checks in for Mount Rainier and gets some coaching while Wilson-Jones lines up his free throw shooting. First one hits the front rim. Wait, too early in the game to be tired. You got to be aiming over the lip of that rim. Some say high arc and aim for the bottom of the bucket, the bottom of the net. 0 for 2 on that trip, and here come the Bombers, who have shown a willingness to shoot from all levels early. Nice cross-court pass. There was a gap in that defense, but the Bombers weren't able to convert as Bale missed inside. Here comes Mount Rainier, and then the layup in for Andrew Lenenberg. The senior guard gets 2. And now it's 14-4. Bombers the other way. DeVries on the right. Pick and roll by big 44. Shot won't go, but that was Carson Miller. Try to put that pick on, and Mount Rainier Rams the other way. Wilson Jones takes it himself and takes it in. 6 points for the Rams. Less than 3.5 minutes remain opening frame. Bayo now double team, draws it out. DeVries dishing left. Radliff into the corner. Ball movement by the Bombers is quick and snappy. And a 3-point field goal by Stephen Bayo, his second tray of the day. And that makes 4 long-range bombs. And 17-6 the edge. They'll press every once in a while. Bayo backs off as Lenneberg dribbles over into the corner and flags the ball down. Snow tries to build a space against Streufert. Wilson Davis working against McCullough into the corner. Johnson doesn't see a shot he likes there. Bounces back to Wilson Jones, the up fake. Spin move, baseline drive, and he tries to put it up. There was no foul called. Gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. Wilson Jones. And he's got 6. So Jamil shows why he's the leader of the team. DeVries into the paint, into the corner. Shot by McCullough. David McCullough won't go front rim. Rebound. Nice job rebounding by the Rams. And credit Trey Tolbert. But he gives it up, trying to find a Ram to pass it to. Bayo the other way. Gets it back and lays it up and in. So nice play by Payton Radliff, and Bayo gets a deuce on the run out. And that's the game with the Richland Bombers. 19-8 as a timeout called by Mount Rainier with just under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. We talk about our coverage here in the NFHS Network as the teams break the huddle. Earlier in the day, it was the girls of Kentwood down by Todd Beamer in our opening game. Then Arlington came from behind in an exciting game against Newport. This is our third game of the day, the first two boys contests. The boys from Todd Beamer will be taking on Jefferson up from Portland at 7 o'clock today at Garfield High School, while Garfield and Franklin are 5 o'clock tip. And O'Day and Rainier tangle. All those are on our NFHS network as other games throughout the country are streaming live online. Check it out. Glad you dialed us up here. Well, Mount Rainier comes out of the break and does not take advantage of that timeout by converting. Bombers get the ball. Streufert gets it on the hustle play at the baseline, and the lay-in won't go, but Wilson Jones can't control. So the action is fast and furious, and you have to salute a team in Richland Bombers who come over playing in the Mid-Columbia League. They're 3-0 for a reason, and Bayo makes a play. Oh, my goodness. And Bayo already with 10 points, the first one to double digits of either team here, a 21-8 lead for Richland, a 13-0 record, 13 wins, no losses. They play the likes of Chiawana and Walla Walla, other good teams, the Mid-Columbia teams whose names you'll become familiar with playing in the postseason. Double dribble, Wilson Jones. Jamil thought that first one was a controlling dribble, but when the ball bounces out that nice, they're not going to give that to you. And just a miscue by Jamil. Less than a minute remain in the opening quarter. Bayo bombs it, front rim. Nice job flagging the rebound, Drew McCullough. Mount Rainier hustles. Nice job by Matthew Pascua, and the Bombers come right back as Payton Radliff wins it. And Radliff now has 7. Half a minute remains. Mount Rainier now checking up and down their whole bench. Ryan Snow returns, replacing Mustafa Youssef. And Mustafa's had a couple of good showings in the year for Mount Rainier and Ken Bush's Rams. On the inbound with 28 seconds. It's about a 3-second difference as a travel called against Matthew Pasqua. Five subs already employed by Ken Bush, and with 20 seconds remain, the rebound to the Rams by Snow. Wilson Jones goes ahead. Defense by Payton Radliff. 15-point difference in the ballgame. Backcourt they go. No over and back, though, because he came down with it in the backcourt. Drew McCullough, keep an eye on him, but having to deal with that pick being set by Ryan Snow. Shot won't go, and Streufert rebounds at the end of one. It's Mount Rainier 8, Richland 23. We'll step away, be back with the second period after this. You're watching the NFHS Network coverage of the King Holiday Hoop Fest. And welcome back here to the King Holiday Showcase, where the Richland Bombers come over from the Tri-Cities area and have a solid opening quarter, leading 23-8. Pressure defense, transition offense, and pretty good shooting. We'll take a look at the numbers at the half, but in the meantime, coming around from behind, Pasqua has it stolen, and the layup by Payton Radliff, and already Radliff, the leading scorer, with 9. 1 point behind his teammate Stephen Bayo. Mount Rainier has got their work cut out for him, but you want to learn how to be good, go up against a good team like this. You can learn some things from them by competing, and Mount Rainier showing early willingness, scrapping. So Bayo gets the first foul of the game for him. And at the free throw line, getting it to drop, coaxing it in, Andrew Lenneberg. Sean Lewis checks in. Won't go in the second effort. And here come the Bombers. Streufert bombing away is Radliff, and Payton Radliff with a three-point field goal. Boy, those will bury you fast if they continue to rain. It's 28-9. That's right, nearly a 20-point lead, 1 point away from that number. Jameel Wilson-Jones, he can carry this team on his back, but he always needs some help. When they've won, it's been with him playing well. The long-range shot won't go for Lenneberg, and here come the Bombers again. Drew McCullough, right-hand side. Three-point effort, and it falls in. When it's going as Jacob DeVries gets his first basket to drop. DeVries now with that three-point field goal. Wilson-Jones navigating the lane. Nice teardrop floater. And don't look away because DeVries comes right back the other way. The Bombers. Good defense, though, on the transition. Mount Rainier. In comes Nate Perry for Richland. Drew McCullough will sit for the Bombers. They have a lot of fun. They play at the Richland High School, of course, but for big games, they go to Art Daywall Gym. 4,500 people there in Richland. They love to show up for their Bombers, and why not? Bayo inbounding. Goes to the sub, Perry. In neat, Streufert dishing. DeVries launching. Top rim goes over the top of the cap and a loose ball foul. Will that go against Wilson-Jones? It will. Well, he's the only one on the floor for the Rams with a foul, and he's got 2. Well-played game that way. Long-range shot, front rim. Wilson can't flag it. The one-handed rebound, but it's knocked out of play, they say, by Streufert. And Sharma will inbound with the full length of the court to go. Down by 20, 31-11 the score. We approach the 6-minute mark. Wilson-Jones looks to be doing it on his own. Nate Perry defending. Double clutch in the air, gets his own rebound. Tip won't fly. It flies but doesn't drop. Bayo on the rebound. Here they go in the transition. They just moved down the floor. May have gotten away with a overhanded dribble there. Put it nicely. And it's knocked out of play. Kind of a hesitation move maybe, up high by his shoulders. And it's all about the steps. And that was not a problem. DeVries at the free throw line as the 4th team foul will be the first against Sean Lewis. And DeVries nails the first of 2. And he gets them both. 5 points to his credits. Team leading 33-11. And for Mount Rainier, they're going up against one of the top teams in the state, Richland. So hard to gauge unless you play teams across the way. And there's an elbow. You could see it from our angle. Andrew Lenneberg had an opening, but he raised that elbow, and they're going to call that every time. So Lenneberg flagged for the hold. Coach Jim Harbaugh influencing even today. This is, of course, the 20th as we celebrate Martin Luther King. We're also celebrating the Seattle Seahawks winning against San Francisco at CenturyLink Field on Sunday, earning their second trip to the Super Bowl on February 2nd in New York. And, of course, a lot of folks across the state, across the region, Oregon, British Columbia, Canada. I mean, there's tons of people who follow the Seahawks. Oh, there might have been a foul, but look at Payton Radliff, the focus to get the basket. 35-11, and the other way, up and in by Lenneberg for the Rams. Things opening up just a bit here in this mini run. Daniel Torres effering the tip in, and the Rams come down with it. Lenneberg, Wilson Jones tries to use a dribble to get through the defense, and it rolls ahead and banked up and in. So Lewis gets the points and Wilson Jones the assist. 35-15. Streufert deep. Bale launches. He's been good from long range. Won't get that one. Sharma with the rebound and the pressure in the backcourt. The Bombers don't give up. And fouled. Daniel Torres effering. It's good. And he'll get the 2 points and a chance to get another. So Lewis now has 2 fouls and one away from the double bonus. Here it's a shooting foul. The basket was good and the and one opportunity for Daniel Torres effering, getting his first action here in the second quarter. Snow will come out, and Johnson checks in wearing jersey number 30 for the Rams. In and out, rebound by Lenneberg, but again, the heads-up play by the Bombers, stealing it from behind. You got to pay attention. 360 here. Bale gets the rebound on the miss. Stop and shoot. Radliff. This is a rare miss by Radliff. 37-15 as we approach the midpoint of the second quarter. Lenneberg directing traffic. Has options left and right, but gets late. Wilson Jones. Bombers are very quick to read the floor offensively and defensively and help each other out. It's a study here, and the bounce pass won't go. Bale picks it up. Here comes Richland. And this is the floor where they're playing the high school basketball game here. But don't forget, it's on top of something that's covering the ice, and it looks like the Bombers are skating up and down just like our Thunderbirds do when the Thunderbirds play here at the ShoWare Center. Our meaning the folks here at Showcase, the ShoWare Center, Kent, Washington. Used to be they played at Key Arena, and half the facility was, half the game was played underneath when there was no seats. Kind of an unusual arrangement. Courtesy of previous Sonics ownership, who in the design of the Coliseum didn't want hockey to be here. And now we've got, hopefully still, a Roosevelt High School graduate who's interested in bringing not only the NBA back to Seattle, but also bringing the NHL in the same arena. Streufert misses a free throw, but again a steal by a Bomber who's alert, Nate Perry. And so alertly the Rams say turnabout is fair play. Sean Lewis trying to make a move, dishing, down low from the blocks, the shot by the other number 30. And Nathan Johnson credited with the basket. Right-hand side. And so even on the misses, the Richland Bombers find a way, and it's Streufert tipping it in, and he's got 3 points with a free throw and that tip-in. A guy who averages 18 points a game and does so much for the club. And it's Jameel Wilson-Jones getting his team to 19. Number 21 has 10 points and a timeout called on the court. 39-19, a 20-point edge to Richland. After the timeout, leading by 20, the Richland is in the bonus. 7 fouls against Mount Rainier, only 2 for the Bombers, so they've really been comfortable in this game so far. They shoot with ease, they defend well, and they move around the floor, and the ball movement is really impressive. For Mount Rainier, they've been scrapping, trying to find a way to use their weapons. Jameel Wilson-Jones looks well on the way for having one of his well-scoring games, but he's going to need some support. Coach Kim Bush has been going up and down the bench to see who can get on the floor and impress him and find a core group. DeVries connects on the first of 2 free throws, and now the second takes his team to 41 on the day. Marvin Johnson handling the ball for the Rams. Leaves it for Lewis. Sean, double team, gets it back to Marvin Johnson. Floater from the left-hand side won't go. And a loose ball knocked out of play by a Richland Bomber. Can't see the number, but I believe that might be Nate Perry who knocked it out of play. Nope, it's Drew McCullough back into the game. Andrew Lenneberg, he's been a hopeful leader here to help out Jameel Wilson-Jones. Streufert the rebound. Defended by Wilson-Jones, contacted backcourt. And from behind, it's going to be Johnson called for the foul. Only one at number 30, the sub coming here in this quarter. At the line, DeVries misses his first free throw, so maybe hope yet for the Rams. As Ryan Snow checks back in for Mount Rainier. Snow gets the rebound. Well, 2 misses in a row from DeVries, who was perfect at that point. Snow, his hard bank won't go. On the tip in, the effort by Sean Lewis doesn't fly, and here come the Richland Bombers. Driving the left side, they go to McCullough. Now down the middle, Stephen Bayo lays it up and in. Will they call goaltending? And Stephen Turcott is gesticulating there behind the scorer's table. Excited about the officiating. Right there, Johnny on the spot. So still 41-19. 22-point lead for Richland on defense. Mount Rainier trying to find some room. Wilson-Jones seems to attract a lot of green shirts, a lot of attention. Marvin Johnson into the corner. Andrew Lenneberg. Ryan Snow setting a baseline pick. Brings it back up into the lane, some room. Avoiding using that elbow. And it's Marvin Johnson for a 3-point field goal. 41-22, cuts it to 19. Streufert into the lane, scooping him the left hand, and Streufert for 2. Well, he's quiet in the score sheet, but he's been busy throughout the day. The other way, speaking of busy, Wilson-Jones for 2. And he's well in the double digits with a dozen. Hasn't found his way to the free throw line, though. 0 for 2, I should say. Marvin Johnson, pressured by McCullough. Rams bring it out. Wilson-Jones one-on-one with Payton Radliff. Left-handed scoop shot, banks it up and in. Jones now with 14. More than half of the Rams' points. And Streufert throws away a rare miscue by the leader of this Bombers team. If you can say so, there's such a team, everyone contributing. And the way the ball is moved, everyone plays a role. If the shot's there, they take it, and they have shot selection. It's pretty expansive given their ability crossing up and down the floor. Miscue on the throw, a lot of pressure. DeVries tries to push it forward. It's knocked out of play. And the Rams need to calm themselves here. And we're pausing because there's a referee whose shoelace needs to be tied. They do that for the players. It seems fair that they should get that as well. Again, the Bombers, very, very active defensively. Johnson flips it underneath. Shot won't go. Streufert comes down with a rebound. That's why he's the leader. He works hard. Drew McCullough ahead. And the push, he does not make the shot. He'll be shooting 2. So Andrew Lindenberg gets his second foul. His team now in 10 fouls over again. It's going to be double shots from here on in. Shooting foul anyhow, so McCullough will shoot 2. The long-range bomb by Wilson Jones from past half court will fall short at the end of the half. It's the Richland Bombers 44, the Mount Rainier Rams 26. You're watching the NFHS Network coverage of the 2014 King Holiday Hoop Fest right here at the ShoWare Center in Kent, Washington. We'll step away for halftime activities, so grab yourself something to drink or eat and check back with us shortly. And welcome back to the NFHS Network coverage of the King Holiday Hoop Fest here in the year 2014. We're at the ShoWare Center in Kent, Washington, and in our third game, the boys matchup between the Mount Rainier Rams of the South Puget Sound League and the Rainier Bombers who come over from the Tri-Cities who play in the Mid-Columbia. It has been a showcase mostly for the Richland Bombers. True to their name, they are not afraid to launch it. Although they've played good basketball and good defense leads to transition points, layups, and what have you, the lead is 44-26. For Mount Rainier, they struggled to get on track, trailing 23-8, a little bit closer as it was 21-18 in the second quarter. Richland with the lead has the ball, and we get started here in the second half of play. Glad you dialed us up here at the NFHS Network. I'm Tom Smith, alongside our producer, John Wettig, and his son, Bo, giving you the good pictures here. And we're like 3 seconds in. They're going to just let the clock count down as they're a little late on that. Let's take a look at the points. It's Steo Bayo and Payton Radliff leading 10 and 14 points each. 14 for Jameel Wilson-Jones. He is really lacking support, whereas Bayo and Radliff together, the tandem, have 2 other players, 7 and 6. The difference may be in turnovers, 15-6, 15 turnovers forced by the Bombers onto the Rams. And the steals, 9-3, favor Richland as well. On the rebounds, well, it's actually pretty close. 24 for Mount Rainier, 21 for the Jacob DeVries and company. Nathan Streufert leading the way with 9 rebounds, 8 for Wilson Jones, who's contributing for the Rams, much like Streufert does in every way possible. Rams with the ball now, trailing 44-26, 7.5 minutes to go in the third period. And a high bank shot won't go. Streufert looking up as he dribbles down court. Rebound and transition. Bayo, top of the key, dishes left to Radliff. Payton flies in another 3-point field goal. And how have they done in that department? Well, for the Bombers overall, they're 6 for 15, now 7 of 16 from long range. 1 of 4 for the Rams. So shooting percentage is difficult, let's say the least. For the Rams, the Bombers are leading in that regard. Not even half, 16 for 35. And Radliff goes underneath for 2. He's already got 19. Leads the break. The other side, the dish when he was looking like shooting, so pretty good play that way. Bombers pick up steals. They've been doing that lots of ways. Bayo on the right-hand side. Landenberg comes out, tries to help out, and it's physical underneath, but Bayo tips him up and in. And it's 51-26. They average 84 points a game to the Bombers, so they're an offensive machine. And, of course, as you know, offense comes off of defense. You play good defense, you're going to create some opportunities for a fast break if you got a team who thinks that way. Streufert out to help up Wilson Jones, whom he fouled, along with teammate Sean Lewis of Wilson Jones. And that will be the first foul of the half, goes against Richland. The first one against Streufert. Largest lead of the game in the first half was 24 points. Now it's at 25, so it's pushed by one. Wilson Jones wants to cut into that lead, misses his first free throw. And both teams have really struggled from the line here today. He was 0 for 2. In my recollection, the stat sheet says he was 0 for 2, yes. But overall, 7 of 16 between both teams. So Bombers hardly lighting it up from the stripe as well. Running laps, yeah. Maybe shooting free throws too, both these teams. Defensive move. Lewis comes up with it ahead to Wilson Jones. And he's fouled on the effort by Payton Radliff. So 2 quick fouls here in the first 2 minutes and 14 seconds by Richland. Wilson Jones, a chance to work on his free throw shooting right here. Still 0 for. Ryan Snow will take a breather as Johnson checks in. His opposite number, Johnson's that is. Streufert with the rebound. Both wearing jersey number 30 for their respective teams. Bayo on the blocks, right-handed into the lane, puts one up, and they know how to touch. Give it that touch in the lane. Bayo, front rim, backboard, front rim, and drop behind the back. Lenneberg driving. Bayo trying to defend, and Lenneberg with the layup. Good job by Andrew Lenneberg. And he's got 7. DeVries from the side. Streufert shooting, missing. Lenneberg the rebound. Wilson Jones ahead to Marvin Johnson, the layup and in. So good team transition score, and Johnson's got 5 in the game. He had a tray in the first half. Right side. Streufert can't get it to drop. Wilson Jones off the defense of Drew McCullough. Carson Miller, the junior forward, checking in at 6'4", will give Nathan Streufert a breather. And the ball stolen by Bayo. Going 1-on-3, dribbles and sinks it. And he's got 16. So he and Radliff are in a scoring war with each other, combining right now for 35 points. 55-30 the difference in the ball game, and Lenneberg draws the foul. That'll be the 3rd team foul against Richland here in the half. So how do you play with a big league? Got to keep that focus, and I think that's what Coach is looking for, Earl Streufert. When you see a team doing as well as they are, they've got to be thinking about postseason and beginning to implement the thinking and the design for that. For Mount Rainier, how do you play every defensive and offensive play regardless of the difference? Lenneberg makes a free throw. Bayo into the corner. DeVries launches. Good for 3. Jacob DeVries for 3. 58-32. Bombers steal it. Transition. Running the game. Running the floor. Bayo from the corner. Awkward shot. Awkward rebound. Wilson Jones now taking himself. Not a lot of help. Everyone's behind him, and that results in a foul by the defensive team who themselves were hustling to keep up with him. So Carson Miller gets in the scorebook via the foul. Wilson Jones shooting free throws. Finally gets one to fall. And Drew McCullough will get a breather back in. Nathan Streufert. And Jones finding the connection keeps it going. So now he makes 2 of 2 on this trip. DeVries on the left side. Right hands it in for 2. And DeVries with 12. So now 3 players in the ball game for the Bombers, double-digit scorers. Wilson Jones, the only double-digit scorer. Lenneberg only 1 away from helping out in that regard. Streufert with the rebound. Radliff skates across the top. Stops and shoots. Gets his own rebound. DeVries rims out. Right there is Payton Radliff. He's not just a good shooter. He gets in the lane, works hard, gets position, and gets the tip in. Marvin Johnson now floats one up, and it's a teardrop that drops. All of a sudden, Marvin Johnson is hot for the Rams. And it's back and forth affair, 62-36. Missed everything. Marvin Johnson battling for the board. Knocked out a play. It'll go to the Rams. And the horn sound as 2 subs come in. Snow returns, and so does Austin Sharma. And Johnson will return to the bench. Snow sets up in the right block. Lenneberg wanted to pass, instead rolled it. Streufert's ahead, 1-on-2. A little body knock in there. In soccer, that's shoulder to shoulder, but in basketball, that's a foul. And it'll be the first foul of the half against Mount Rainier. And that will go against Sean Lewis. His second. Streufert misses his first opportunity. Back in is Daniel Torres Effering, the 6-foot senior guard. Has a basket and a missed free throw. Had a chance at the old-fashioned and one three-point field goal. Streufert makes a second. Lenneberg has a habit of using his offhand on the dribble to protect himself. And he had a big body there, so no call, but he did not make the shot. Bombers the other way, and they've seem to be in position to win the board, but they don't. Wilson Jones holds the ball out, runs it up, and lays it in. And he's got 18. His team is now down 25 still. Torres Effering in the lane. Won't go. Rebound by Snow, and Streufert. Are they going to say foul by Snow? It seemed like he had great position there, but maybe the reach on the other side, right where the referee could see it. And that's his second personal. Now his team all of a sudden has 2, half as many as the Bombers, and Streufert will go to the line again. He's getting a chance right now, Coach, to work on his free throws. And he misses the first one again. That will not go unnoticed. Lewis and Snow will take a breather, and Johnson checks back in along with Johnson, so Marvin and Trevor. And Streufert gets one to drop. So he's 1 for 2 in the last 2 trips to the line. And he's actually 50% from the free throw line. A kink in the armor, so to speak. 1 for 3 in the first half. And Wilson Johnson got tangled up with Streufert. Will that go against him or Streufert? It will be a hold on Nathan. And now he's got 2. His team has to be careful because Mount Rainier wants them to be in the bonus, because the sooner they get in the bonus and get that one-on-one, the sooner they will be in the double bonus. And that will help them score with a shot clock, or the clock stopped, and that will help them try to take up the gap here. Now it's 64-38 if my math holds up. That's a 26-point difference, and that is the biggest of the game. Knocked out a play. Richland Bombers have long arms, and they use them to effect. You've got to protect that ball when they're on you, and you've got to be aware of the backside. You're looking to go left. They're coming around from the right sometimes. Wilson Jones through Sharma. Marvin Johnson launches. Streufert down court quickly. Torres effering there. Catch up to him. He throws the ball up as Wilson Jones works hard to catch up to him. Carson Miller helps his teammate up. Referees confer to make the right call. Was it intentional? And Wilson Jones is going to get a talking to there after the foul, which will be his third foul. They could ill afford to lose him. He's only got 2 more before he's disqualified from the game. And there's a full quarter to go plus a minute, and his team could ill afford to finish the game without him. For his part, Daniel Torres Effring needs to make the shots, and he misses his second free throw but makes his third of the game. Lenenberg. Johnson in the lane. Goes up. He's brave. He has been one of the players who's been willing to attack the basket, and that's paying off for him and for the Rams against the Bombers. Streufert shot. Rebounds off. Marvin Johnson brings it down. So as we approach the half-minute mark in the third quarter, even though there's a big margin, the effort by the Rams has been exemplary in them. Defense by Streufert, and it will be Bomber ball in front of the scorer's table. You can see the possession arrow favors the Mount Rainier Rams. They'll start the quarter, unless, of course, there's a jump ball called here today in the final 20 seconds of the quarter. Torres Effering, right side. Radliff. And Carson Miller had a shot at, but it's Mount Rainier. Wilson Jones fouled with 8.5 seconds remaining. And Wilson will go to the free throw line, shooting 1-1. Has a chance to earn the second by making the first. A very good time to make that first free throw, because if you miss, you don't get that second free throw opportunity. And these are free points with the clock stopped. And he misses it. Streufert. Lenenberg pressuring. 5 seconds remain. DeVries will launch with 2.5. And he gets the three. Well, they are competent at shooting, are they not? And at the end of 3, it's Richland 68 and Mount Rainier 40. You're watching the NFHS Network coverage of this Holiday Hoop Fest. It's the King Showcase at the ShoWare Center. Back after this. Welcome back. It's the fourth period here in this matchup between Richland Bombers and the Mount Rainier Rams. The visitors from the Tri-Cities are leading 68-40. And the South Puget Sound League. And here's our leading candidates to consider for your most valuable player in each team. For the Rams, you've got to start with Jameel Wilson-Jones. I'm impressed with Andrew Lenenberg, number 10. He's been one of the guys he can go to in a number of ways. And then the efforts of Sean Lewis have drawn some attention as well. For the Bombers, Nathan Streufert, the leader of the team. You got to be impressed with number 30. But how about Stephen Bayo and Payton Radliff, number 14 and number 20? 16 and 21 points, so 37 points between them here. And how about Jacob DeVries? So how about 4 candidates, shall we, for the Richland Bombers? And that's pretty much the difference in the game, is so many weapons. And the run out and the layup by Drew McCullough, who says, hey, how about me? You forgot about me. So we'll have to consider all the Bombers maybe by the end of the day here, because they've all contributed, whereas Mount Rainier is looking for something here besides the efforts of Jameel Wilson-Jones. A 30-point advantage by the Richland Bombers is cut to 28 on the move by Wilson-Jones. And, of course, that is the largest lead of the day. McCullough making a move. Streufert, top of the key, just shifts right like a fullback in the hole in football and lays it up and in. And Streufert showing why he's so highly regarded on this team for the Richland Bombers. You know, it's tough being a coach's son. There's always going to be assumption about advantages given. But when you show that you earn it, not just on the score sheet, but in other factors, it says a lot about both the son and the father and the program, because clearly you look at these Richland Bombers and they play well as a team, and that's why they're going to be a good team, and look for them not only to do well in Mid-Columbia Conference against those tough teams, but also to come out of the region and play in state. And you go to Tacoma Dome later for the final rounds, it will be fun to watch them play. Again, stiff competition. Offensive rebound, Radliff won't go for him this time, and Mount Rainier battles, but coming from out of bounds, DeVries will give the ball to Mount Rainier. Bombers go back on defense with that 30-point lead back in their possession. Wilson Jones wants to do what he can to keep his team staying with him. Fights through the defense. Austin Sharma's shot won't go. Streufert rebounds and flings it down court. DeVries on the left makes it in. So DeVries now with 17. We've got 3 double-digit scorers and 2 others that are knocking on the door. McCullough with 8 and Streufert with 9 for the Bombers. So I'll give you an idea of the full-range players. A team that averages 84 is only 10 points away from that, and they've got 5.5 minutes to play, and now McCullough gets the layup on the transition, get his team ahead by 34. Going the other way, Wilson Jones gets the bucket. And traveling is going to be called as Streufert made one move too many on that affair. And it'll be Lewis and Tanner Killstrom checking in now for Mount Rainier. Killstrom is first showing. The center is at 6 feet and a senior. Lewis is a senior as well, checking back into the ballgame, wearing jersey number 23. Double team. Rams move it. Lewis can't get it to drop, and here come the Bombers off the rebound. They move down the court quickly. The layoff, and the layup by Jacob DeVries. Well, he's going to force me to put in my final 3 considerations, isn't he? Nice work by Lenneberg, but he can't get it to go. Good job by Sharma to steal the ball. They kick it out to Lenneberg on the effort by the sub, Tanner Killstrom, and the 3-point field goal. And it's 78-47, so Lenneberg making a case here. Every player trying to shine for their coach, but it's coming the other way. And DeVries is kind of on a offensive outpour, isn't he? Wilson Jones. And the crowd getting into it here. This is now like all-star game. Just show off your skills. I know the coaches don't want to look at it that way. We've already had one goaltending called, and Streufert manages not to touch it there. Knocked out a play by the Bombers, so the Rams underneath their own basket will set things up for the inbound play with 4:07 on the clock. And we're here in the hockey building where the Seattle Thunderbirds play. Why not a line change as we got 5 in and 5 out with 4:07 left on the clock. And I think what that is Coach Earl Streufert saying, okay, you guys are here for a reason. You've had your workout. As the inbound, the block from behind by Carson Miller. He's out there to battle and show he wants a spot in the starting lineup. But Wilson Jones shows why he's the cream of the crop for the Rams, and he gets the N1 opportunity on that one. So Miller gets his second foul. And his team's 8th team foul, so they're already in the bonus. And it was not deemed a shooting foul, so Wilson Jones miss. And it's 80-51. Nate Perry making a move, but it's a long-range bomb by Daniel Torres Effering. Well, Richland Bombers shooting is not just individual, it's the whole program, folks. Everybody's willing and able to put that ball up anywhere in the court. Here's Lenneberg now. Andrew in the lane. Gave himself a good look at it, kind of found a way to square up, And very impressive with the scoring there. 83-53, 3:20 to go. Perry now, one-on-one. Daniel Torres Effering won't go for him, but the offensive rebound by Miller. And again, the Bombers' trademark ball movement. And Perry with the score. A three-point field goal for Nate Perry. He joins the three-point club. Thank you very much. In the lane, it's Carson Miller. And he worked for that one. And they're beyond their scoring average now, up to 88 with just 2 minutes and 3/4 left in the ballgame. Wilson Jones, nice over-the-shoulder fake because he has made passes like that, but he can't get the layup to go. So as John Wooden say, if you're not going to execute it, of course you always want to shoot with an intent to score. Nate Perry gets the rebound. Carson Miller. Was that a rebound or was that a throw underneath into the paint there? Going the other way. Austin Sharma thought he had a play, and he does draw the foul. So Torres Effering gets whistled for the foul. This is the second one of the game. And at the free throw line is Austin Sharma now. Lewis will come out. Marvin Johnson checks in. The other Johnson will have to wait for the shooter, Austin Sharma, to complete his duties from the free throw line, and he won't go for him, but we've got a foul. Was that call against Tanner Killstrom? No, it's going to go against Nate Perry. Loose ball foul, so Mount Rainier will be able to inbound the ball. No, they actually send him to the line because they've got 10 fouls. Richland is giving up free throws. And it will drop for Tanner Killstrom. And in comes T. Johnson, replacing Austin Sharma. Well, this just in from our producer, John Wittig, and it is evident to you at home watching. They are a team that live and die by the shooting. I would say, well, I won't comment, I'll just read it. They live and die by the three, and they do launch them, don't they? But these Bombers can definitely make noise at the Tacoma Dome. And if you're in the area, or even if you're not in the area, you can make your way to the Tacoma Dome for the postseason as Lenneberg makes the steal. The Rams run out. Perry wisely doesn't foul, no point to it. 2:05 in the game, and it's 90-55 here. They do play good defense, as noted. The ball movement is outstanding, and threes, and threes. Well put, John. I agree with you on that. Should be a lot of fun to watch them in the Tacoma Dome. Looking forward to it. Don't want to book them just yet. I know Coach will say, as Lenneberg launches for three. Andrew Lenneberg has been impressive here for the Rams. And here's some defense. Lenneberg leading the way 2-on-1. Lofts it, and Wilson Jones. So Lenneberg gets the tray and the assist. And his teammate, senior Jameel Wilson-Jones, puts it away. It's a 30-point deficit with 1:22 to go. You know, you can look good now, but if you don't perform and produce, that, of course, is going to be what they look for down the line. When you play tough competition, those tight games, how are you going to perform? This road trip has a lot of value to it, no doubt, for Richland. But when you go to the postseason, the teams that are there all tend to be good. And so have you continued to learn and grow and work hard through a banner year and prepare yourself for the tough going and to finish the job in every game and at every stage and level that you hope to aspire to. I guess if you aspire, you already are hoping, aren't you, John? So if you're aspiring to something, it's going to be how you actually execute. A well-worn saw, of course, in sports, but you got to be able to produce when the game's on the line. Right now, Richland is displaying a plethora of weapons and a program that is well coached up. And you got to tip your hat. You got to believe that the feeder programs are there. But there's something about what's happening here at Richland that's special. Mount Rainier has Wilson Jones, who's been special all night in so many ways, and he comes right back at him. Final minute of play. Torres Effering won't go. Battling for the boards is 32 Chad Miller. And Torres Effering missed the handle in that. Into the ball game, going for the dunk, won't go, and Jameel Wilson-Jones needed to finish that one at the rim, didn't he? Number 22, J.P. Leahy, and another three-point field goal. What's in the water in Richland, folks? It's much more than what's in the water, isn't it? Final half minute. Will they make 100? Slowing it down, the Rams want to execute. Lenneberg slows it up. Last shot from the baseline. Won't go. Johnson with the rebound. Won't on the putback. And a foul by Lenneberg in the backcourt as Mason Nelson won the ball and protected it. Well, there is a difference in this team, and 30 points or so is not uncharacteristic of how you would describe it. But you've got to say Mount Rainier has kept at what they do, trusting in who they have and what they're about. And, of course, that's the way you continue to improve, is keep doing it. But you can learn from a team like Richland as well. And you know the work that goes into that as the final second goes. And there is our final tally. It's Richland 95, Mount Rainier 62, and the Winter Bombers will celebrate their King Holiday Showcase here today. Top scorers Stephen Bale and Payton Radliff. They had a run from number 3, Jacob DeVries, and outstanding play for the whole team. We'll salute Jameel Wilson-Jones, but how about Andrew Lenneberg and the play he brought as well? Those are our players of the game. As the Richland Bombers come away with the win, the Mount Rainier Rams will drop to 4-8 on the year as well. Along with John Wittig and Bo Wittig, I'm Tom Smith. Thanks for dialing us up, and we'll see you next time right here on the NFHS Network. Don't forget, you can dial up some of the other games here at the Showcase, the King Holiday Showcase as well. So long.